Hello, I'm Jolie, and today I want to talk about why I do nothing in my life without an intention. So, an intention is simply just a commitment to a specific course of action or a commitment to achieving that desire that you want out of your life. An intention can look like buying a new house, being more active, spending more time with friends and family, launching a business, going back to school, just all those larger big picture items or ideals that we all want in our life, but really holding that goal, that desire at the forefront of our life. That is what an intention is to me. I like to think of an intention as an idea plus a certain attitude about that intention. So, passion, motivation, dedication, those are all attitudes that one should hold towards an intention, plus a plan of action. So, this looks like a timeline, this looks like having specific milestones, just something to make sure that you're working towards your intention every single day. And along those lines, I think it's super important to remind yourself of your intention daily. Have a way to be reminded of why you're waking up in the morning, why you're going out to the gym, why you're clocking in at work, why you're building community and communicating with the people around you. I think it's so important to have a purpose. I think intention kind of gives purpose to one's life. And this is about to veer off in a very philosophical perspective, but I think that it's so important that we consciously assign meaning to our own lives without having someone tell us what our meaning is or have that meaning be outside of ourselves, like finding meaning in other people's accomplishments. I think it's super important to, as a human being, just in general, know why you're here and self-impose that, almost stand firm, create a reason for you to be here. I think that is what an intention really does in my perspective. And I think this is going in a different direction, but I think it's also important to keep that intention private. I think to nurture something truly, I think we have to hold it very close to us and spend time with it without outside input. I think when we reveal our intentions to others, like the overall goal that we're moving towards in our life, although we may have amazing supporting people around us who are going to encourage us, I think more often than not, actually, people can start imposing their own perspectives and their own beliefs and projecting that onto what we hold as important for us. And when we do get that feedback, it can somehow shift or change what we want for ourselves and make it so that we are wanting what someone else wants or we're doing things for approval. I think it's very important to hold that intention close to you. I don't think it's necessarily a secret, but I think with certain things like that, it's easier to show it. It's easier to show up as someone who is following through with their daily intention versus telling everybody, my intention in life is to be a multimillionaire. My intention for the year is to eat more mindfully. I think when we announce it, we get that gratification really instantaneously because we're telling someone and then they're like, oh, cool. But I think what's even more gratifying is just knowing within ourselves what we're meant to do, what our purpose is for the day, and just acting accordingly. I think it's so important to self-validate our own intentions without having to go outside of ourselves. So, yeah, back to what an intention truly is and why it's so important to do nothing without intention. It's so vital to make sure that what we're doing on a daily basis, what we're planning for ourselves, is aligning to that specific intention. For example, I had an intention last year to show up more, to be more present, to actually feel like I'm living and experiencing the most mundane things and the most happy things. That was my intention. I just wanted to be more present. And without letting everybody know that was my intention, I was more present in conversations. Anytime I had that background chatter, I learned mindfulness techniques to really shut that down and be in the classroom and be clocked in at my job and be in conversation. And I feel like if I told everyone that my intention was to be more present, it would kind of get convoluted. I think it would kind of get lost in translation of getting all that feedback and understanding how other people view me in daily conversations. I feel like it would open me up to scrutiny that I wasn't ready to experience yet. So, yeah, I think allowing yourself to build your routine based off what you envision for your life, as well as keeping that private, is something super important with an intention. I think an intention is a personal promise. I think an intention is like our guiding star. It's what we look to for direction in our life. And overall, I think we should do nothing without intention, because it's so easy to get lost in the sauce of life. It's so easy, again, to get lost in translation. And when we do get lost in the sauce, so to speak, we sort of feel directionless. We don't feel like we're doing anything that is making profound movement in our life. And we are human beings. Like, we need to do something. There was this concept, this is so offhand, like a random correlation that I'm making, but it's going to lead back. But there is a big movement with a bunch of like millennials where they work to get as much money as possible and retire. And they would just retire and they wouldn't work anymore. And at like the first 2 or 3 years, they really enjoyed it. But as time went on, they had no purpose with their life because there was nothing to work towards. So in saying that, I believe, again, we have to make our own purpose. We have to self-impose the reason that we're here on this earth. There's a lot of speculation about why we're here on earth, and there's no right answer. I think the right answer is the one that you make for yourself. So it's not that you always have to be chasing something, or you don't always have to be achieving something, but it is nice to have a sense of purpose when you wake up, even if it is just to feel happy, even if it is to cook, talk to someone, even if your intention is something small. I think it's still so important to prioritize something. And yeah, I just wanted to talk today about holding an intention, because before this month, I didn't have an intention anymore. I felt like I had fully realized the intention that I had, which was to be present, but it was also to move to the state that I'm currently in. And that was like a long-term intention I had for 3 years. And I reached that intention and I reached that goal in August/September. And I was riding the high of that accomplishment and really enjoying it for 2 to 3 months until I hit a plateau. And I was like, wait, so now what? What do I do now? I'm here. What's the next step? So I think that feeling of kind of being at a standstill was so off-putting for me, because I had been chasing and working and planning according to this one intention. So after being in that period of not having an intention and finally finding that one desire, goal, or course of action that I was ready to commit to, I noticed just a switch in my perspective and how I felt about every single thing that I was doing throughout my day. It was beginning to feel like there was kind of no rhyme or reason to my day. But once I truly set forth my intention, then everything was filled with meaning again. And I just really, now doing my daily tasks and just doing the things that I really like to do, feel so much satisfaction and gratification within that. So yeah, I just want to emphasize, at least for me, how important it is to do nothing without intention. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love speaking to myself, but I also love communicating through the comments. So yeah, see you later. Bye.